You're back with Bobby and JJ Radio. We're talking all about Allison's Baby Concierge. Her company can help you with nearly everything before and after your new baby. Up next, we'll hear from her husband, Shawn Crawford. Shawn is originally from San Antonio. He's been practicing law since 2013, and he's kind of really does a lot of other cool stuff like engineering for the past 18 years. So your husband partners with you to help families plan before and after a baby. Shawn, what documents do you think are important for parents to have in place?
Well, especially with the clientele that we have, you're having your first child, maybe you just got married, so people need to start thinking about, okay, how do I protect my spouse? How do I protect my child? And documents that I recommend are the will, power of attorney, medical power of attorney, guardianship of the minor, and maybe even a directive to physicians.
Why is a will so important, you think?
I think most of us, we don't like thinking about our eventual death. I mean, nobody wants to think about
it all the
right?
time.
Do you?
No, you don't. You think you're invincible.
I am invincible. I'm going to live forever, and so far it's working out.
Me too. So we don't need wills. You and I are good. But I think 60% of folks don't have a will. And if you look at people that are under 30, I think it goes up to about 90%. But going back to why I think it's important is that if you don't have a will, basically your assets are going to pass to your heirs, and the court's going to make that decision for you. So if you want to protect your spouse and your child, you need to make sure that in your will your property is divided up fairly amongst them.
How about a power of attorney? What is a power of attorney? Why is this so important?
Oh, basically a power of attorney is somebody that makes financial and legal decisions for you if you become incapacitated. So you become incapacitated, that person's going to still pay your bills. Make sure that
Ooh, I need one of those. Somebody to pay my bills?
Exactly, yeah, husband.
Oh, he does, actually.
So that's why it's important to have that person, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if come to a point where you're not able to make those decisions, and that person will help you with legal matters or financial matters. And kind of stemming from that, another important document is the medical power of attorney, which that person obviously makes healthcare decisions for you if you become incapacitated. And typically, you want that person to be somebody you trust, and usually with our clients, it's the spouse.
What if it's not? What if it's both of the parents? Would there be somebody next in line?
Right. So you can also designate an alternative in both those documents. So yeah, exactly to your point. If mom and dad, were to pass away in a, God forbid, in an accident, who's gonna have guardianship of the child? Who's going to make decisions for your family after both of the parents are gone?
That's another important thing too, right? A designation of guardianship. Why is that so important for parents to have in place?
Well, here, that document is important. Like I said, if God forbids, both parents were to pass away, the court is going to look at the best interest for the child and make a decision on who's going to be the guardian. And that might not necessarily be the person you want as a guardian of your child. The court might see Uncle Joe as the best, choice for the guardianship, but you might know Uncle Joe is crazy Uncle Joe, and there's no way you want him to be.
My Uncle Joe is pretty solid. So,
in that document, it doesn't have to be a blood relative. It could be somebody that you trust to take care of your child after you pass away.
Well, we talked about this. We had a lady that lived a couple of houses down from us that was in the military, and she was a single mom, and all of her family was in a different state. So she had my mom be some sort of something for this baby, but I didn't know what it was. But that's something that they do, right, in the military families?
To have the guardian designated?
Have some sort of, guardian in place until the parents or somebody can come down.
It was the godparents that stepped in or is that?
Well,
it's probably not a legal thing.
Catholic provision, yes, that would be true.
But in the court's eyes, I don't think that they really
the court's going to look at the best interest of the child, and it's so that if you have that document there, you could make your wishes known to the court, and the court could look at that and say, okay, yes, this is in the best interest.
How about in the case of you said medical power of attorney. What if the parent wants to not be hooked up to a machine, but you don't want that? You want opposite of what they wanted. It would be really what that person says, right?
Right. So, good point. That another important document to have is directive to physicians.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you're talking about hooked up to a machine, or say you would go into a coma, or you're unresponsive. What is your family going to do? Are you going to exhaust all of your estate to keep you alive? Or are you okay with, okay, I just want to be comfortable and let me pass away?
Mm-hmm.
So to make that clear, you want that form, you want the directive to physicians form,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and you want to make that your wish, whether it's to keep you alive or let you pass away, you want that to be known.
Awesome. Shawn, thank you. We know that working with you is so convenient. You can come to your house, you can really meet with the families and help them plan out everything that is to come. So if anybody wants to get in contact with you, Allison, and all of the different services that you provide, they can reach you at 210-739-9921, or you can visit her website at www.allisonsbaby.com, and you can find a list of all the services that we talked about today, or find her on Facebook and Instagram at Allison's Baby Concierge. Thank you guys for joining us today, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.